I just want to give a huge shout out to the first 100 subscribers on this channel. I'm not gonna lie to you, I ended up uploading and then I did not expect the pop or the reaction from the first two videos that I uploaded. I uploaded my first video talking about how I am in a slump right now and trying to get through it, and my second video talking about my dating experience, and that ended up getting me 100 subscribers within the last 2 days. So I appreciate every single one of you who did subscribe, leave a comment. There was a lot of comments of inspiration and a lot of good comments that like really like made me happy to see, because I knew that other people could have related to certain things, and I just wanted to be able to share my thoughts and touch people to help them about like stuff that's going on, because again, we're in a world where everything is artificial. People are not being honest about things, and that's something that I wanted to bring to YouTube with my perspective. Again, shout out to Paulie Walnuts, people like Learn, like people like that. I've been watching them over the last couple of months, and they inspired me to, get back into the YouTube commentary thing. Again, I used to do this when I was younger. When I was like 14, 15, I was doing Call of Duty commentaries. And again, I got out of it. That'll probably be a story for a different day. So it just feels like home, being able to do this on the side while building myself. So once again, I want to thank everybody for the 100 subscribers who believed in the message, and who believes in me, and etc., and who could relate. Again, it's going to be a fun time. So, but I do want to address something though, and I think this is like a lesson learned for just how you go about decisions in your life, how you go about wanting to do things, how you go about sharing ideas, and etc. When I did post those two videos, again, it was coming from the heart. There was no script, just like this. I'm just going off the cuff, right? And it's coming from a real place, and people do deal with things and have had a lot going on in the last like couple of years, and etc., right? Again, ups and downs, that's just how life is. And sharing that is pretty vulnerable, especially on the internet, and you haven't been in this game for a while. And then I was met with a lot of criticism at the same time with the positive comments. A lot of criticism. Some comments were just straight up like, I just don't understand, like, like you commented that, and it's okay. Like I'm a person that welcomes everybody's opinions, right? I think without opinions and criticism, then the world will be pretty bland. But also too, it's like, that's just not, I welcome everybody's opinions. I don't like to silence anybody. That's just never been my thing. And I like to hear everybody out. That is something that I was always taught to do, and that is something that I will teach all my kids to do, to speak your mind, be respectful, but also receive criticism, and just hear of what other people are saying. But sometimes when you are met with criticism, or some type of like, people have stuff to say, somebody's always going to have something to say, right? So it's like, again, I got comments where like, people didn't really understand the situation, like, oh, why are you on YouTube, why are you doing this and that, you should focus on this and that. And it was like as if they were commenting as if they knew like all of my life, right? Like, you've watched one or two YouTube videos, and then it's kind of like you paint the picture of like my life and like what has been going on, and like everything that goes with it, right? My relationship, right? My relationship with my kids, how things got here, and etc., right? Once again, I'm 27. There's a lot that has happened in those 27 years, and a lot of switching from a career to here, a lot of success, a lot of failures, right? So you're never going to get that from 1-2 YouTube videos, not even 10. So there was a lot of negative comments, which is fine. But the lesson here, and what I'm trying to say here is, when you want to do something, do what the fuck you want to do. Even if somebody feels like you shouldn't be doing this, or they feel like it's the wrong decision, they're not you. At the end of the day, they don't live your life, and they're going to live their life, right? And this is the problem with most people nowadays, is like, everybody's afraid of everybody else's opinions and criticisms. And this is coming from somebody who developed that mindset over the last couple of years because of the stuff that I was dealing with, right? Like, before, I never really cared about anything. I'm not saying I didn't care about anything, but like, I did what I wanted, and that's why I was successful in like the stuff that I was doing, right? And that got me far. I mean, again, there's a lot of background with the production that I was doing, and etc., right? Over time, I kind of lost that, and like now I'm kind of like, in the flow of like just having fun with life and just doing what I want to do, right? While also being responsible, having fun, and etc. I believe you're allowed to do that, because we're all not robots, right? It's kind of like we also get sucked into this you must be doing maximizing everything 24 hours a day for 7 days a week for the next 10 years, which I understand. You want to be able to get ahead, but like, that is something that I have done. And when you don't take a break from things, and you overconsume, you overdo things, you're never going to be in the right mindset to like make the right decisions, or you're just going to burn yourself out. You're going to hate life, and like you're just not going to make good decisions, right? So that's why I always say, it's like, and I said this in the dating video, it's like, I want to have fun while also working with myself, working on myself. Working on myself is the priority. Kids are priority, but I'm also allowed to have fun too, right? Whether you're single, you're a father, a mother, however, you're allowed to have fun and do what you want to do, right? As long as things are being taken care of, or you're working on them, or etc., right? It's not like as if I came on here and said, "Hey, I'm doing YouTube full time. I'm not doing anything else, and I'm 40, and I'm gonna do this, and I have 3 kids who I don't see, and just a deadbeat." So it's kind of like, would you rather me have would you rather me be doing that and not really trying to hit any type of goals or anything like that, or like not have any type of plan? You know what I'm saying? So people are always gonna say something, right? And you always need to do what you want to do. I seen some comments saying that people wanted to make a channel that was similar to commentary and etc., and I say go for it, because who the fuck is telling you that you can't do it, right? You can do whatever you want, and you don't have to listen to other people's opinions. Again, come with it with respect, listen to what people have to say and etc., but whenever you're going to do anything and it may upset somebody else, or they feel a type of way, you're always going to get an opinion. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was actually telling this to my mom. It's like, it's like famous people, for example, right? Like, you think like the famous people you see, like everybody likes them, even the most nicest people. There are some people who are disliked. If you look at politicians, same thing, right? They are half and half. Somebody, like, one side likes them, the other side doesn't. That's just how life is, right? So that's going to come with the territory, and that's also going to come with the territory of like you living your best life and doing what you want to do at the end of the day, right? So that's just a lesson here for like my first 100 subscribers. Like, that was the message that I want to give to you guys, right? Because again, I've always been told that I can't do this and I can't do it, and I can't do that, and I've always succeeded. I always work well under pressure, right? So when I was in video production, as a quick example, right? When I was going to school, right, I had the opportunity to fly over to a different country if I won a contest within my film program, right? And you had to get in like 4 different stages, and then again, it was like told to me by a couple of friends, like, oh, you shouldn't do that, I don't think you're going to be able to get in, blah blah blah. I did it, and then I ended up getting in, right? Then when we got in, we knew about, like, everybody knows about this contest. It happens, like, once you get in, and like that's what we work towards the year. I had somebody tell me, like, oh, I don't think you're going to win that opportunity. I don't think so. There's somebody else in the class who is just naturally good at this, and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, fine, right? So again, I was working on stuff in the background the whole time, trying to figure it out. And then guess who ended up winning the opportunity to fly to a different country to film his movie? It was me, right? And this happened so many times in my life where somebody told me that I could not do something, and I ended up doing stuff my way. Obviously, like, you have to go with the territory and make it make sense. You can't just do crazy stuff, but like, as long as you're working towards it and doing what you want, you can do whatever you want. So that's always been the case, and that is just like one example. I've had a bunch of other examples, but again, as I said in the first video, sometimes you take a backpedal from certain things. Sometimes you lose focus on other things. Again, in my early 20s, I was everywhere in different jobs in production, and I don't regret that, because I have a lot of different experiences and a lot of work experiences. I mean, I've worked like at I want to say like at least 10 different organizations at this point. Like, I've done a lot of stuff, right? And again, my business background and entrepreneurship, that's like a whole other thing. Again, I've said it in the comments as well too. I was doing that, made money here and there, then get a contract for $40,000, get a contract for $20,000, and then people were saying like, oh, I think that was risky, and again, there's things that come with that as well too. There are things that come with that as well too. Again, that's a whole other backstory, but the whole point of this channel is to give my experience so people can learn from it, so people can also probably get some clarity on what they got going on. But like, at the end of the day, like, the channel is for me, for my kids to see like how I got out of a situation. So at the end of the day, like, anybody could say whatever, but it's for me, it's for my kids, and I want to share that with the public, and so they could be along with the journey as well too. Because the same thing that I would tell my kids when they are in their early 20s, mid 20s, is the same thing that I would tell a friend at a bar, is the same thing I would tell a coworker. So I just think it all made sense. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want, and obviously, obviously when things progress, I want to update and then share it and then like get people out of slumps, because I know how that feels. Again, I was very not in a good place, and I'm in a such better place. Again, I'm not where I want to be, but the whole point is keep having motion. Keep having motion. Again, the world's changing. The world isn't just black and white anymore. It isn't as simple as just working a regular 9 to 5 and getting out of a situation. You might need to work 2 jobs. You might need to work 3 jobs. You might need to have multiple streams of income. As long as you're doing it safely, you need to be able to innovate. And that's the whole point of me even doing the channel at the same time as well too, right? So yeah, that's just kind of like the biggest takeaway. And that's what I wanted to tell my first 100 subscribers, because again, without you guys, I mean, again, I was going to do it, but it just goes to show, and it makes me happy to see like other people can relate and support the journey that I have going on, and it made me feel good. I read a comment today about like being a father, and they said that and I'm sorry if I forgot your username at this point, but it was like, you're gonna be a good inspiration to your kids because you didn't give up and everything you do is for them and stuff like that. And that comment really like meant a lot to me, because everything that I do is for my kids. Whether somebody agrees with it or not, I always do what I have to do for them. And again, everything is not peaches and cream. Like if you ask your parents, for example, like, was it peaches and cream when you had me? They'll probably tell you like, no, we had some bumps. That's the same thing here. So same thing I would tell them is what I would share about everybody else. So anybody who wants to make that YouTube channel, do it. Anybody who wants to try to switch to a career, start working towards it. Anybody who wants to go back to school because they want to, start studying. Do what you want to do, and just make sure it makes sense. Do your research and etc. You're going to get the criticism, but that just comes with it. I mean, there was a comment there that also said too. They were like, "Yo, if you already have a hater already, that means you have to be doing something correct," And I think that's kind of funny. And again, even for the people who did the negative comments, I still appreciate you as well too. Again, I appreciate all that stuff. I like to have fun in the comments. You'll see me like just kind of being funny, because again, I just don't. Like me not taking things seriously is what makes life fun. And again, not to say that like I don't believe my situation is funny, but sometimes you just gotta laugh at certain shit, because like when you laugh at certain things, you don't take things so serious. There's like a weird mindset shift and energy shift to where it's just like you just have more energy, or it's just like the bad things that happen don't hurt as bad anymore, and like now you can do multiple things and the things that you felt like you couldn't do. I've been trying to do this YouTube channel, or wanted to, been thinking about it since December or January. And I was going back and forth with it, but again, just literally when I posted that first video, I literally recorded that same day and just ripped the gameplay and just posted it, and then like look what it ended up happening. So I think that just goes to show everybody, like, do what you want. We don't know what the future holds. Obviously, this is fun. This is a side project. I like talking to you guys already and getting the comments and etc. And I have some things planned, because again, there's a lot that I think a lot of information needs to be out there, so people aren't getting fed poison like how I got fed poison, or you don't fuck up your relationship like how I kind of fucked it up, or you don't mess up your relationship with your kids. Again, I'm great with my kids, but like, let me stop somebody from possibly doing that and not waking up before they actually do that, or chasing women, or like different things like that. That's the whole point of this channel. And again, that's something that my sons will see. So again, they will know how to go about things if I'm not here, or it's just, if I'm explaining it to them one day, I'm like, just watch this YouTube video. It'll be more better for you to watch, and you could just do it on your own time and etc. And I'll always be with them, like, no matter what. That's literally the whole point. So once again, thank you for 100 subscribers. I think the schedule is going to be just once a week as of right now. Again, this is still a side passion project, but this is something that again, I got the proof that like, this is something that I want to do, obviously, but more people need it, and that's something that I want to do and give. I think it'll be like a good thing for YouTube. I don't like all this doom and gloom mindset stuff. It's poisoning people to just not want to do anything, or just victimize themselves and like just give themselves excuses, just because there's other people who are just always sad, and then we're agreeing with being sad. That doesn't make any sense. You have to have some motion, that it is what it is to be a man. It's going to hurt. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. But you need to have a plan and get your shit together. That's just how it is. You cannot be in a room sad, not wanting to do anything, not even trying. We need to put some fire under people, and in a good way. It's like tough love, so remember, life is a game. And let me know if you have anything to say as well too. Again, I like talking to you guys, and I will see you possibly this Wednesday. So thank you again.